present. Okay, so we were talking about biomes. And nobody has still now submitted the homework on USDA classification. But then remember, if I was to rely on your homework alone, the problem would be true. So I have brought the USDA soil classification. I think Priyanka has submitted a good work on the biomes, and there was a homework for revising chapters for GC Leong. Have you done that? See, even if some of you might say, sir, I don't like you telling us about homework, and I have to tell, I think 6 chapters. That's what we have talked about. So if you've done that, I'm sure your understanding of global distribution of plants and animals with examples thoda और confident हुआ होगा, हुआ या नहीं हुआ? So till yesterday we were talking about what? We were talking about biomes. Yes, USDA classification भी हमें करनी, and I had asked you people to look into the USDA classification. Apart from that, so वो किसी ने नहीं किया है, and as I told you that I will not leave anything unturned. उसके बाद कुछ लोग ऐसे भी थे ना पैसा वसूल वाले, सर अगर समझना ही होता वो तो मैं खुद से कर लेता, मैं तो नोट्स लिखने के लिए फीस दिया हूँ, तो नॉट, तो उसके लिए भी जिसको नोट्स के लिए फीस देकर आया है, सोचो यार, नोट्स के लिए फीस देकर आया है, फ्री मिलते हैं। इतने बुद्धू लोग अगर आईएएस बनने की कोशिश करेंगे, मुश्किल है भाई, नोट्स लेने के लिए आया, डिक्टेशन के लिए आया। Quickly, all others, any questions, any doubts? On a serious note, this is a reminder for the people who are still into those notes wala. Find a teacher who's your friend, who's your good time buddy, who's going to dictate. I'm not. Sorry, I know how to make notes, and I tell you how to make notes, and I make them in the class itself. So quickly, any doubts? GC Leong करने के बाद, where are we? So topics which I need to cover are soil erosion, degradation, soil conservation. That is where I have to complete the distribution of plants and animals. We were on biomes. I think till grassland we are done. Desert was left. So I'll start with desert. Then I'll come to this USDA classification. I do expect, even if you have not done it, I do expect कि आपने USDA classification एक बार देखा. I really hope that you would have seen that. Get that, everyone? Perfect. So my job to make it okay. And do we remember the Marburg classification, the pedocal, the pedalfers, the zonals, the intrazonals, pedalfer, hydromorphic, pedocal, intrazonal are calcimorphic, yes, halomorphic, वहाँ तक clear. Azonal also, regolith and others. Okay, good. So welcome to all. Hello Saurabh and all others whom I could not acknowledge. So good morning. Your first 5 minutes of answering questions or doubts is over. Now I will take over and I shall start the class. So welcome to all. Welcome to all students who are seated over here and who have been seeing geography as their tool to reach their dreams. So welcome to all of you. So desert की बात करें. पहले desert biome से शुरू करते, then I'll bring this to you. So let this also be there. Achha, one more thing, everyone. Can you look at the update section? Yeah, before I forget. The material, this material also has been uploaded. Soil classification has been uploaded. US classification and conservation and biomes has also been uploaded. Distribution of biomes. So all the material, what we are doing in the class, we are writing all the handouts, which you don't have to run from books here and there. You have it all there. So every course, we start with the syllabus, we write in the class, we have the handouts also, that is enough, and we are looking at some answer writing practice also. उसके अलावा अगर आपको हाथ पकड़ के लॉलीपॉप के साथ कोई लिखवाएगा तो wrong person है, wrong person. I'm more interested in results. Babysitting के लिए दुनिया बैठी हुई है, तुम अपना मसाला खाना वो चलाते रहो. I'm not interested. Get that? Okay. चलिए. So where are we? I need to add a slide, and let's continue with deserts. So Priyanka has done a good work. So जो लोग देखना चाहते हैं on the Telegram group, that work is also there. And I would again say, if you do that work, that will work better. उसके बाद किसी और ने डाला है मेरे ख्याल से, I would want more on spatial part. आपने जो टेबल बनाए हैं, who else has put on the group? मेरे ख्याल से खुशी ने डाला हुआ. I don't remember the names. I generally look at the work which is there. खुशी ने डाला principal biomes. So Khushi, remember biomes are biotic regions, and you don't even make biomes. So what's the point? And everyone, please get that. Every day you meet me, you create an opinion about me. अरे sir, इस बात पे गुस्सा हो रहे हैं, ये हो रहा है, वो है, whatever. Can I also create an opinion? So first of all, we should not create an opinion, but yes, we can see the broad trends with some people. So I have seen some broad trends in some of the students. So Khushi, आपके case में, I have a suggestion which will help you think more creatively and more comprehensively. Think less mechanically. So ये आपके लिए suggestion. अभी आप compare कर सकते your work with another work. You will see that there is a difference. And अगर यही दोनों answers submit होते हैं, if these answers are submitted, you will see that the person who's done the other work will get more marks. At the same time, I know with whatever constraints you have, maybe time constraint or other constraint, you thought that I must do it. तो आपने वो काम किया है. That is really commendable. Your participation in the class is bang on, 100%. I would say, why not make that participation amazing and give you the best of the results? So I don't doubt your integrity. Your integrity is top notch, 100%. And let's add more wisdom to that. Okay, that's my feedback. Because at least people who have done the work, they should get the feedback. बाकी लोग के पास opportunity थी. If you miss that, that's absolutely okay. यहाँ तक हो गया. Do I need to write this every day? डाल देता हूँ. Kushi says, thank you, sir. I'll do it and improve on it. Yes. So Kushi, you have samples also to look at. Chali. तो डेजर्ट्स की बात करते हैं. I'm sure you know students who have done the revision, they would have thought, क्यों नहीं मैं revision, when I'm doing revision, why don't I do the revision of this thing also? The revision of my deserts also. So if you have done that, that's very good. So first of all, we have two categories of desert. So desert is a biome. We're talking about a desert biome, which I will look at as an ecosystem. Is everyone okay with that? I hope you know that I'm looking at a wider thing. Geographically speaking, keep drawing, keep making your notes also. Deserts for me, tropical deserts, mid-latitude deserts. Okay. So, say for example, if I say location, the first parameter, if I say is the location. So location is on western margin, 30-degree north and south. These are also called as offshore trade winds. Offshore trade wind, or rather, I'm sorry, I'm writing offshore. They are also known as trade wind deserts. These are also known as trade wind deserts. Do we get that? So the location is also there. If I ask you for where they are, I would rather draw a map instead. Can we draw a map, a world map in your notes? कहीं पर drop a line where you will show what all are there. Say for example, if I ask you in North America में क्या है? California region, Mexico. You've heard of Sonoran Desert, Mojave Desert, ये North America में. Australia का West Australian Desert, 4-5 names are there. I've done in the prelims also. Sorry, not prelims, foundation. Remember? Great Sandy, Great Victoria. What were these? Tanami Desert और क्या है? I am Gibson Simpson. Great Sandy, Great Victoria there. Gibson Desert, Simpson Desert, Tanami Desert. Some of the names I've told you. West Australia. Can I say West Asia? West Asia, Saudi Arabia has got what? Annafud, Rabal Khali. Then Iraq is desert, Iran is desert, desert of Iran, Dashte Lut, Dashte Kavir, all those deserts are there. We've already talked about it. Yes. कुछ ही फिर मैकेनिकल हो रहे बच्चे, वो भी डेजर्ट लेकर आए, अभी तक आया नहीं है वो. प्लीज बी देयर, मैकेनिकल मत हो, रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा बी प्रेजेंट, बी अलर्ट. नाउ जो आप बात कर रही हैं सेंट्रल एशिया में भी वी हैव द खिजिलकुम, काराकुम, मुयुनकुम, खिजिल, कारा, मुयून. बट ये सारे के सारे बेकार में मैं खुशी के उसमें आकर ना मैं खुद कंफ्यूज हो गया. खुशी प्लीज यार नहीं करिए काम, आप बिल्कुल गलत जानकारी लेकर आए हैं. वो मिड लैटिट्यूड डेजर्ट्स है ना, वी टॉकिंग अबाउट ट्रॉपिकल डेजर्ट्स. यू थिंक मैकेनिकली, यू कैन टोटली टर्न एवरीथिंग मैकेनिकल. प्लीज सोचिए, पहले भी आपको टोक चुके हैं इस पर. आप 30 डिग्री लैटिट्यूड की बात हो रही है, अब वो भी डेजर्ट जो है ना, वो भी कॉन्टिनेंटल डेजर्ट, मिड लैटिट्यूड डेजर्ट्स में आने लगते हैं. आई होप यू रिमेंबर दैट. बट फिर वो ये रिमेंबर मैं क्या बताऊं. साउथ अमेरिका वी टॉकिंग अबाउट 20 to 30 में, जनरली 30 से ट्रॉपिक लाइन से ट्रॉपिक टू 30, दैट इज वेयर वी आर. साउथ अमेरिका वी हैव द अटकामा डेजर्ट. सो आई एम लुकिंग एट दैट हैपनिंग. और जनरली क्या होता है कि ऑफलाइन में तो वी आर एबल टू क्लियरली आस्क द स्टूडेंट टू ओपन द एटलस. यहाँ तो ऐसे बैठे हुए हैं जो डिक्टेशन लेने के लिए बैठे. मतलब द फनी थिंग इज ऑनलाइन में दैट फेलो वांट्स डिक्टेशन, और ऑनलाइन में रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है. कैन आई डोंट इवन नो वेदर सच स्टूडेंट्स आर अटेंडिंग द क्लास और नॉट. दे आर, तो उनकी वजह से टाइम नहीं वेस्ट करना चाहिए. नाउ लेट अस लुक एट द क्लाइमेटिक रिजीम. or the physical climatic edaphic regime. Physical climatic edaphic regime. So I think they are arid. They are arid. There is moisture deficit over here. Rainfall is less than 25 centimeter. Yes. And if you remember, we have gray desert and then red desert, depending upon their aridity. The soil, we call them aridi soil. Remember, I think the porosity is high of the soil, low water retention. Low water retention. I told you what else? Low humus. What about the productivity? Low net primary productivity, biomass is low. True. तो ये सारी चीज यहाँ पर है. सॉइल हमारे बेसिक है. कैल्सिफिकेशन इज द प्रोसेस ओवर हियर. एंड व्हाट एल्स कैन आई से अबाउट द सॉइल? immature. Can I say immature soil? And can I say salt pan formation can also happen? ये सारी चीजें हम बात कर चुके हैं सॉइल के बारे में भी, and all those things. That's what we're talking about. They're mostly sandy soil, so sand ज़्यादा है तो sandy है nature, and at places it is sand dunes which may shift also. Sand dunes which may shift. I'm sorry, I'm writing a little small. Are you able to listen to me and write at the same time? If there's something, please do let me know. Because notes चाहिए होते, these are called notes. Dictations are not notes. I'm brainstorming also, and I'm structuring it also so that we can look at that. Net primary productivity is low, biomass is low. Yes, nutrient cycling, biomass is slow, nutrient cycling is slow. Sayyid is saying no horizon. Sayyid, I said immature soil. Immature soil में horizon बनता ही नहीं ना. So I hope you get that. Sayyid, immature soil is to do with horizonation. अच्छा, इधर issue क्या हो रहा है? What are the issues over here? Issue is we are looking at land degradation. Land degradation is happening due to overgrazing in the nearby areas. As a result, spread of desert is happening. Desertification, have you heard of that? Have you heard of soil salinization? Soil salinization issues happening on this or not? So these are land degradation where we are looking at the quality, the productivity of the land going out, and we are also looking at everyone, please pay attention. When we are here, we seriously need to find solutions, and we have UNCCD, United Nations Convention on Combating Drought and Desertification. We are talking about land degradation neutrality. Heard of that? Land degradation neutrality. Land degradation neutrality. और आपने बॉर्न चैलेंज भी सुना है? बॉर्न चैलेंज. Have you heard of that? Bond challenge. This is how you bring the current affairs. When people are talking about this, so land degradation and neutrality, United Nations Convention on Combating Desertification, Bond challenge to do that. Technologically, we are talking about creating, what are the solutions that they're talking about? Creating shelter belts. Have you heard of shelter belts of trees? Shelter belt, green belt, yes, sand dune fixation, sand dune fixing. Have you heard sand dunes shift? When sand dunes shift, they are going to make an oasis full of sand. So imagine there's an oasis, उसमें sand आ गया, सब बर्बाद हो गया कि नहीं हो गया? So that is what we are talking about. Is everyone with me on this? तो ये हो रहा है deserts में. This is happening in the deserts, immature, poor soil. Now ये GC Leong से मिल जाएगा क्या? ये GC Leong से मिल जाएगा. Well, it is in 4 pages. Have we done it in 1 page? Now when you go back home, when you're reading, you find something from GC Leong, can you add? And all this is not biome, everyone. All this is not biome, because biome में क्या आएगा? Plants and animals. कल से बता रहा हूँ, biome is a much smaller thing. तो यहाँ पर क्या होता है? अगर मुझसे पूछे, if you ask me, sir, मेरे पास तो जगह ही नहीं बची, क्या करूँ? Sir, you have all the advantage, you can erase and all those things, and I'm super jealous of you. You can be jealous of me. I simply said that whatever is happening in the class, I want you to, after the class, make once again. See, why am I able to make this, everyone? मेरे दिमाग में ना, I already have it in my mind. That is why I'm able to create it. You don't have it in your mind right now. You are just copying it from me. But in the future, would I expect you to learn how to generate it? तो वो मेरी कोशिश है. Please आप करें उसे. I think that will help you. So plants को क्या मैं कह सकता हूँ? This is the zone of xerophytic vegetation. Xerophytic. What is xerophytic? One that can survive in the xeric conditions. Xeric conditions are when you have shortage of water. Xeric conditions, shortage of water. Mesic conditions, moderate water. So mesic to xeric conditions is xerophyte. So xerophytes है. So how will they do? अरे भाई, they are very strong adaptive vegetations. Adaptation to what? Adaptation to water stress and salt tolerance and heat tolerance. True. Well, I think animals will also have to have that heat tolerance. कुछ करना पड़ेगा कि नहीं? The one that comes to my mind is cactus. Is a good adaptation. Cactus is a good adaptation. I've also heard of a tree called baobab. आपने baobab सुना? Bottle tree. Center में मोटा होता है. The stem itself is huge. Baobab. Africa में baobab trees. Palm tree सुना आपने? Date palms. Acacia. ऐसे सुना है नहीं सुना? So what are they doing? They are covering themselves with waxy coating. Leaves are turning into thorny leaves. ऐसा कुछ है या नहीं है? सुना या नहीं सुना? पहले तो ये बताओ मुझे. Sir, सुना तो है. A very interesting thing that will make your answer stand out is in terms of vegetation. Vegetation में देना चाहता हूँ. You go to a grassland and look around. What do you see? Everywhere. You go to a grassland What is surely will be visible everywhere. You go in the center of a grassland, look around. What will you be able to see? Grass is perfect, 100% right answer. You go to a forest, look around everywhere. What will you be able to see? Trees, 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 trees. Too many trees. You go to a desert, look around everywhere. What will you see? Cactus, cactus, cactus. No. We'll see sand, sand, sand. Where will be cactus? Madhukar, which desert have you been where there is everywhere thorny bushes? Which desert? Everywhere there will be sand with patches of bush, thorny bush, cactus, maybe a palm tree or something. Yes or no? तो मैं यहाँ पे जो point देना चाह रहा हूँ, this is having a characteristic discontinuous vegetal or ground cover. समझ में आया? See, plant species you will pick up from somewhere. वो तो कहीं से लिख लोगे. But discontinuous vegetal cover होगा या नहीं होगा? Everyone. That is what I want everyone to see and understand and appreciate that this is going to happen. With me on this? Clear? Animals का क्या करें? Animals भी कुछ करते क्या? कौन से एनिमल होते हैं डेजर्ट में बताओ? सर कैमल. इजिप्ट में जाओगे तो डोंकी बहुत मिलेगा. इनफैक्ट डोंकी मीट खूब है. गोट, स्नेक, शीप नहीं होती, गोट होता है, स्नेक होते हैं, बिच्छू होते हैं, इंसेक्ट्स, यस, स्कॉर्पियो, एब्सोल्युटली ओके. रोडेंट एंड रेप्टाइल्स, छिपकली होगा, ये सब. अब इतना गर्मी है, हाउ डू दे सर्वाइव? Adaptations. क्या adaptation है कैमल का? सर कैमल स्टोर्स वाटर, कैमल स्टोर्स फूड, कैमल हैज गॉट फ्लैट feet which will not bury in the sand. ऐसा सुना है नहीं सुना? Hump of the camel. Yes. सौरभ बोला most live in shadow area, but सौरभ है ही नहीं shadow भाई. फिर क्या करें? Shadow है नहीं तो कैसे करें? Shadow होगी तब ना. वो है ना Great Indian Bustard. कहाँ छुपेगा वो? वो Great Indian Bustard. Do we have desert national park in Rajasthan? Heard of that? Great Indian Bustard. Current effects, no? How do you attach it? You simply say adaptation like great. We have seen, flightless birds है उधर. वो फंस भी रहा है उधर. True. तो कैमल तो एक adaptation. कैमल का adaptation तो सभी को लोग को पता है. Impermeable body cover. Impermeable. Reptiles की जो skin होती है बहुत hard होती है. Impermeable body cover होगा. Will it be there or not? Impermeable body cover. Animals की बात करो. Few sweat glands. अगर sweat होगा, तो if they start sweating, they will lose water. Little water is there. You want to sweat it out. Chance ही नहीं है. Yes or no? Remember, we sweat. Why do we sweat? Because we want to bring the temperature of the body down. That is called thermoregulation. Sweat से क्या होता है? Thermoregulation होता है. I'm with you. Thermoregulation. But these are not warm-blooded animals. Camel का temperature high हो जाएगा summers में. रात में ठंडा हो जाता है camel का body temperature. High low. Camel को बुखार नहीं होता है. That is not fever. So they don't want to lose it. So they have this also. Then I want to tell you, किसी ने कहा वो shade में रहता है. बेटा shade नहीं होती है. Shade नहीं होती है. So I want to tell you, human beings also इतना mind apply करते हैं. Especially it happens ये जो आप तीर्थ के लिए जाते हो, जिसमें यात्रा involved होती है, वैष्णो देवी. People prefer to climb at night in summers. Yes or no? Nocturnal activity. If we humans are intelligent, animals are more intelligent than us. So they are active when at night. And daytime dormancy. Yes. Have you heard something called as hibernation? Hibernation winter में होती है. Hibernation happens in winters. Summers में जो सोने चले जाता है उसको क्या बोलते हैं? Estivation. These are all 10th standard, 12th standard biology. Oh yes sir. And मैं biogeography कर रहा हूँ. मैं geography teacher, but I'm supposed to do this. How will it become geographical? Sir? First point. Remember first point. What is the first point? Location. Location will make it geographical. Is everyone with me? So please do not make notes like this alone. आपके पास sheet है, आपके पास map है, जरूर बनाइएगा. That is going to help you. Tell me, desert पे, do you have very smart compact notes or not? All GC Leong, all NCRTs, all my material, is it included in this or not? Plants and animals, even processes, adaptations, estivations, we are talking about this. And if I want to bring in current affairs, can I say desertification? Do I have examples in the world or not? Temperatures बढ़ रहे हैं and all those things, whatever are happening, so all these things, keep them in mind. Any questions, please ask. Quickly tell me mid-latitude deserts. Next desert की बात आ गई, mid-latitude desert. Please tell me something about them. Mid-latitude deserts. Mid-latitude deserts. Quickly. You have the headings now in front of you. If I don't complete it, क्या आप अपने आप से कर सकते? Turkmenistan, Gobi, Patagonia, very good, Lily. 100% correct. So can I say these are continental locations? Mid-latitude continental locations. Continental locations. In fact, it is because of distance from sea. Distance from sea that this is happening. Everyone with me on this? This is happening because of distance from sea. Continentality, okay. Other things, physical, climatic, geographic conditions, what would you want to keep? Anything you want to change? Anything that you want to change? Snowfall in winter, okay. Ladakh, Hazelcombe, चलो कुछ नाम आप लोग बता रहे हो तो मैं लिख देता हूँ. You're so fond of writing it. South America, Patagonia, Asia. We have Gobi Desert, Central Asia, जो मैं वहां पर कंफ्यूज हो गया था. Hazelcombe, Karakum, Muyunkum. Some popular names which are there. ठीक है. आप लोग हाई ऑल्टीट्यूड भी कह रहे हैं तो ठीक है. High altitude deserts. If you're talking about, say for example, people are saying Ladakh. So temperature relatively lower. हाँ, temperature का इसमें मुझे लगता है these are cool to cold and moisture deficit. Cool to cold, moisture deficit and soil इसमें क्या है? इसमें भी वही है. अच्छा, LED soil को everyone can I use the word xerozem also? Xerozem. Chernozem is grassland soil. Xerozem is this one. Is everyone with me? यहाँ तक clear? No more cloud form because of high pressure and lack of moisture. ये किसने कहा नहीं? They are not 30 degree वाला latitude. They are not 30 degree latitude. Number one. Second, so first of all, you're putting it as a wrong combination. Really. Second thing is that morning में मैं पढ़ा था. Today morning I was showing my students that 50 kilometers from North Pole, lightning is being reported. अगर lightning report हो रही है North Pole में नीली, then तो cloud will be there ना? I know because of global warming. And everyone you are writing this, I'm also. Have you heard that yesterday I'm teaching in the chance reported heat waves? यहाँ तो कुछ उल्टा ही हो रहा है. इधर का अगर मैं climate change देखूं तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? Heat waves हो रही है. True. We are looking at that. Heat waves. Can I say lake melt is happening? If there are any lake, and in fact drying up. अगर cold lake है, they will melt and dry up also. आपने which sea we have seen? Aral Sea तो dry up हो गया. Aral Sea. The deepest lake is the Baikal Lake. Even Baikal Lake, the level is going down. Yes or no? Ladakh, many lakes. We are looking at that. Part of them turns saline also. True or not? ऐसा सुना है नहीं सुना? Yes. Okay, we've understood. और बताइए. I think इसी में everyone remember we have three varieties: reg, erg, and bahada or bajada. I believe at times there is less sand. These are more rocky or stony. Yes or no? हमादा नहीं, ये बजादा था या हमादा था? बजादा तो पेडिमेंट होता है ना? हमादा. My mistake, sorry. मैं लैंड फॉर्म्स में चला गया था. बजादा. बजादा is what? फिर से बजादा लिखना चाहिए. So much in my mind. Okay, हमादा. Hamada is what? Hamada is rocky. Reg is what? Stony. Erg is what? Sandy. Do you get that? So they can be of different types. Can I say the same processes are operating here also? Is everyone with me on this? Possible? Yes? ठीक है. और बताइए, what else can be there? So low humus, वो सब same. Salt pan, this thing is there. Land degradation इधर नहीं है. We are looking at more of these heat waves happening over there, and Aral Sea has dried up. Get that? What kind of lifestyle is here? अच्छा, human beings तो हमने कहीं सोचा ही नहीं. Human beings, what are they into? Nomadic, herding. आपने समोयत सुना है? समोयत. True? Possible? साइबेरिया के कोल्ड रीजन्स में हो सकता है. इधर क्या हुआ करते थे? बेडुइन्स. ऐसे भी थे बेडुइन्स इन ट्रॉपिकल. बुशमैन और कलाहारी. ठीक है. So हमने ट्राइब्स भी ले लिया. What else? I think after this both of them are more or less common. True or not? Only the thing is there. both the deserts, can it be done now? Both the deserts, can it be done? हो जाएगा या नहीं हो जाएगा? इसमें एक छोटा सा मैप बना देंगे. जस्ट लुकिंग एट कि छोटा मैप बन सकता है कि नहीं. बन सकता है यार, पॉसिबल नहीं. गुड, बन गया मैप सर. बट इसमें दिखाएंगे क्या? अरे तुमको तो लाल दिखाना है ना, दिखाओ उस टॉपिक में. मन होना चाहिए दिखाने का. दिख तो यहाँ पर ऑल दोज थिंग्स विल बी विजिबल. ये देखो, कोल्ड डेजर्ट, सेंट्रल एशिया, गोबी डेजर्ट, पैटागोनिया, विजिबल और नॉट. लो मैप भी बना दिया. अब मुझे ये फाइल ठीक लग रही है. What else? What I give you in homework, the same thing I have just given you how I would make it here. And people say, if sir gives notes, last minute revision. ये होता है last minute revision के लिए. Dictation people and note making people. And I'm very sure इतना करवा रहा हूँ. And I know there are regular students who are coming to the class who are doing regular, and even in the recordings, I'm sure you're getting a lot of insights of note making into every subject. True. Many of my students who clear this examination, they say, sir, we've got these brief snippets of everything. अपने खुद के बनाए हुए. Nobody else can understand, only I understand. Now, if I give this note to someone, he says, sir, map इतना छोटा सा, ये तो कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा. First of all, I know what is in this map, and I also know a geography teacher knows. True or not? A geography teacher knows. So I hope you would learn a lot from these biogeography classes. And can you see how I have integrated on this page itself? Biology, estivation, day and night domination, dormancy, daytime dormancy, sweat glands, impermeable, adaptation, discontinuous vegetal cover, rodents, insects, reptiles. Have I included biology? Have I brought geography through soil type, through climate type, through procedures, through what is happening? Have I brought current affairs also? यहाँ पे मैं बिल्कुल डालना चाहूंगा. In heat waves, I will say Verkhoyansk in 2021 heat wave temperature 30 degrees Celsius. So that means I have to collect. अरे अभी का हो गया, अगले 5 साल तक यही ठोको. Next 5 years तक you can use this as an example. क्या problem है? Though the world will give you, a lot of this thing. Have you heard of this thing? Lake melt and ice melt, है ना? Deserts में आज मैं सुबह बता रहा था last ice area, cold region. But वो इसमें नहीं आएगा, वो टंड्रा में आएगा. अभी दूसरी जगह यूज करूँगा उसे. Everyone okay? And I'm sure even a Hindi medium fellow can follow this. If this was given, if these notes were given in Hindi medium, then they can follow. No, they can write in their own vocabulary. Possible? No possible. Please let me know if you have any question in your mind. Next biome and the last biome. जल्दी बताओ. What is the next biome? Last biome. The difference is 1 month melt, 1 month to 2 month melt, 0 month melt. These are ice caps. Is everyone okay? So ice cap also GC Leong के chapters है. Can I say prepare from GC Leong? Prepare from GCL. If I had to prepare from GCL, why will I take coaching? I don't know why you took coaching. You took coaching to fool the world. I'm saying anyone who's preparing for the examination should prepare from GCL. That doesn't mean that I will not talk. You should be doing GCL. बोला फिर मैंने कोचिंग क्यों ली? भाई मुझे नहीं पता क्यों ली, उनके लिए ली, पापा ने जबरदस्ती की. Who knows? I'm simply saying if the teacher is asking you to read, that's why you've taken it, and you should be. हमने तो क्लियर करने के लिए ली, तो करो उसको. तो करना चाहिए. Do we go further? टंड्रा के बारे में आप क्या जानते हैं? So ये भी एक तरह का डेजर्ट. Rainfall is less than 25 centimeter. So this is also dry. This is cold, frozen. Location 70 to 80 degrees, not Arctic Circle सैयद. 70 to 80 degrees वो भी नॉर्थ में कर रहा हूँ. Not Arctic Circle सैयद. Everything above Arctic Circle need not be this. तो आपको और क्लियर करने के लिए सैयद, to give you a much bigger clarity, areas north of, areas poleward of tree line. This is the northward limit of taiga. अभी क्लियर है? Nilni saying permafrost. Nilni, permafrost is the soil. Now are we talking about soil right now? Permafrost does not mean a location. Location means this. My point is location. Na? Here I've talked about temperature, everyone. Here I've talked about precipitation. Let's learn to be specific. Na? Here I'm talking about geographical location that I'm talking about. True. And this rainfall which we are talking about also is mostly in snowfall. Mostly snowfall only. Actually, I would have written snowfall only, but because of recent current affairs news of very rare rainfall in Greenland, I am forced to do this. ठीक है, तो अब आप समझ सकते हैं लोकेशन में हमारे पास ग्रीनलैंड आ गया, कनाडा एंड कहाँ गया ये, स्कैंडिनेविया एंड रशिया. ट्रू, is the region known to us. And I said snowfall ही होता है, but recently heard of rainfall in Greenland. That is happening. Today morning I was telling them lightning in Arctic Circle, highest record, highest till now lightning is there in Arctic Circle. Current affairs, am I connecting them or not? Greenland, Canada, Scandinavia, Russia. इसी में अभी नहीं लिखते हैं, LIA, last ice area is also melting. Is everyone with me? Some people are, almost so happy, sir. I'm blessed, sir. Itna notes all in one go. You have learnt it from me and Jesse Leong. Why worry about it? So because mostly snowfall is there, can I say low moisture? Why, sir? 25 centimeter. Think about 25 centimeter of snowfall. Itna sara snow गिर रहा है, sir, उधर. 25 centimeter is huge. I want to tell you, everyone, please make a note of this. Snow is not water, no? From snow, can I make water? From snow, can I make water? 10 to 12 inch of snow is equal to 1 inch of rainfall. True? Almost 10 times less. So you're thirsty, you are in Kashmir, Ladakh, and snow is falling, and you open your mouth. Itna sara clean, fresh snow is coming in my mouth. Pani nahi hai usme. Those are just crystals. True. So this tells me that this is a biome which is cold and arid. Can I say this in itself is like a desert? This in itself is like a desert. True. Edaphic factor, soil, special soil. What is this? Permafrost. Intrazonal में आएगा. हमने कहा था मेघा we are confused. We don't know whether this is zonal or intrazonal. I would say permafrost is poorly drained. Yes. Can I say that? The soil is poorly drained and the soil is waterlogged. Marshy भी नहीं करना चाहिए, कीचड़ होना चाहिए. यश, इज इट पोर्टजोल? तुम पढ़ाई करने रहे हो, तुम्हारा भी फीडबैक तुम्हारे आंसर्स पढ़ के यही है भाई. एवरीवन, इज पोर्टजोल द सॉइल ऑफ टंड्रा? कोई बताए यश को. इज पोर्टजोल द सॉइल ऑफ टंड्रा? पोर्टजोल इज द सॉइल ऑफ टाइगर. वी इवन सेड पोर्टजोलाइजेशन, नीडल लीफ एंड ऑल दैट. यहाँ पता नहीं अचानक जागे अरे अबे यहाँ नीडल लीफ ही नहीं है, कहाँ से? वाटर लॉक्ड 2 months. थॉइंग हैपेंस. थॉइंग का मतलब पिघल जाती है, आइस मेल्ट्स. दैट इज द टाइम some soil is there. This is also the growing season. And then after that the soil once again freezes. So intermittent freeze and thaw. So भाई पोर्टजोल तो बिल्कुल नहीं है. वाटर लॉगिंग की जगह से हाइड्रोमॉर्फिक मेगा ने कहा, मैंने मान लिया. In that sense, hydromorphic, I understand. So they can be peat, fen, bog, possible. Growing season में, thawing के season में, it can be marshy and it can be like that. So a smart student would know the process. So ठीक है, that is happening at that time. You can make up your mind. हाँ ठीक है, ऐसा हो रहा हो. Okay, Kankan, good afternoon and welcome. चलिए, ठीक है. और हम क्या कर रहे थे? What are we talking about? Just a minute. Let me keep an eye on this process. Okay. Growing season and all that. हाँ, इसमें plants and animals नहीं क्या? So what are the plants? First of all, plants, when we are talking about, can I say lichens and mosses? Primitive ones. Lichens, mosses, fern. People who have not seen them. Have you gone to hill stations and on the wall of those hill stations, on the mountain or sometimes on the side of the road, you will see on the wall itself green color growth is there, algae type. Yes, that is there. और fern आपने देखा होगा, fern tree के बहुत होता है, इस तरह के पत्ते होते हैं उस पर. Small little leaves are there. And most of the time you will find, like कहीं ना कहीं जंगल में आपने visit किया होगा. So these ferns have cold areas. These ferns at times have this thing. They can cause allergy and all those things. So that is plants, lichens, mosses, and ferns. And you can have small flowering plants. Seasonal flowering plants, we call them rhododendrons. Rhododendrons. But again, as I said, which season? 1 to 2 months only. 1 to 2 months only. Yes. Mega is saying summer season. You're absolutely correct, Mega. So summer season, whatever we're talking about, this is what happens during that. Everyone with me on this? Any question? Please ask. किसी कोई प्रश्न है तो पूछें. Perfect. So plants, animals क्या है? जल्दी से बताओ. All the polar bear lovers. यहाँ पे आएगा आपका polar bear. Polar bear. ठीक है. और snow leopard lovers. Reindeer. क्या है? Arctic fox. उनको खाने के लिए कुछ चाहिए ना. Mink. Seal and walrus. Seal and walrus. बिल्कुल ठीक है मेगा. Fur bearing animals. They will to survive. They have an adaptation for bearing animals. ठीक है. Perfect. अच्छा, human activity देखें अगर उसको. Human activities. So, let me tell you that these are the areas, mostly deterministic areas of the world. What do I mean by deterministic areas? Well, it is the nature that decides who will live, what will happen. So nature ने decide किया. Everyone with this on everyone clear on this? So it is the nature that decides who will live, where will live. ठीक है? People live in igloo. Who are these people? Eskimos of Canada. Yakutia province of Siberia. Lapps. ठीक है. इग्लू में रहेंगे और क्या खाएंगे? इग्लू तो वो है, वहां पर सील खाएंगे, वॉलरस खाएंगे. एंड वी नो वी आर ह्यूमन बीइंग, सर्वाइव करने के लिए इन्हीं का फर बेयरिंग एनिमल्स. सो व्हाट विल वी डू? फर इंडस्ट्री. क्या करेंगे? फर इंडस्ट्री. उनका फर अपने प्रोटेक्शन के लिए विल किल द एनिमल एंड यूज. दैट इज देयर और नॉट? मेगा इज सेइंग यस सर इन कनाडा. बेटा इट्स इन रशिया आल्सो, कई जगह पर. ठीक है. फर इंडस्ट्री, दैट इज व्हाट दे आर लुकिंग एट. देयर आर नो दिस थिंग. सो ऊपर तो कुछ है ही नहीं. मोस्टली सॉइल इज नॉट देयर, सो आइस कैप्स ही होती जा रही है ऊपर. Can I say edaphic में you did not write down? Can I say low nutrient cycling? Can I say low primary productivity? But that brings me to current affairs. Recently, the report says that Arctic NPP is increasing. Net primary productivity is increasing. Why? Because growing season is increasing. Yes, ice is melting. Ice melt, river have more water. As a result, what is happening? Permafrost is greening of permafrost. And here, let me bring the animal. एक एनिमल नीचे वाला पहुंच गया. बीवर. Have you heard of beaver dam? वो लकड़ी का छोटा छोटा टुकड़ा लेकर अपना डैम बनाता है. बीवर डैम. True. तो करंट अफेयर्स हो गए. लास्ट आइस एरिया LIA is also melting. So time will come, entire Arctic will be ice free. Yes or no? And I want to tell you, हम लोग पहुंचे हुए उधर किस लिए? Oil and gas के लिए. Further making the life dangerous. We are out there doing what? Exploring more oil and gas. We are exploring more oil and gas over there, which is creating more problems for that. True. Is this the end, or can we increase? We can increase a lot. But is this the beginning? Is this the beginning of tundra biome? I would want every people, all the students who are listening to me, please be smart, please think about things, and you can do well. अच्छे से सोचिए, अच्छे से करिए. Clear? Have I done the biomes? एक स्कीम दे दूं नोट मेकिंग के लिए. biomes and ecosystem. Talk about the atmosphere there. Talk about the location first, then the atmosphere and lithosphere. Can you do that? Get it? In atmosphere, what do you do? Climatic conditions. In atmosphere, what do we do? Climatic conditions. And in lithosphere, what do we do? Edaphic conditions. Is everyone okay? जब भी सोच लो, whenever you're thinking, make your notes under this. In location, I would say strongly use maps. Strongly use maps. Okay? Now we'll come to the biosphere. Talk about the plants and animals. Talk about any special species, ecosystem, or adaptation. कर सकते हैं? Biosphere. Then you come to the anthroposphere part of it. Anthroposphere. Anthroposphere is human use, or can I say misuse? Human use, misuse. In this, use current affairs. In this, start collecting case studies. Abhi se. You're serious about this examination? Start collecting case studies. Is everyone okay? So anthroposphere, what are we doing in the primary sector? And what are we doing in the secondary sector in these biomes? So somewhere it can be agriculture, it can be mining, it can be fishing, it can be lumbering. Somewhere it can be the industries that we are using. Make sense, everyone? Get it? Then we come to the, after biosphere, we come to the environment also aspect of it, ecological imbalances. Because of all this, ecological imbalances, what are happening? Okay? Does it work for your scheme? In edaphic, you can have a sub-unit, say for example, nutrient. Yeah, इसमें डालते ना. Nutrient cycling, productivity of the ecosystem. What do you call it? Energy flow. Whatever is the energy flow happening in this. Ecological imbalances, whatever we are looking at, what can be there? Yeah, imbalance in, we are talking about ecological footprints. We're talking about ecosystem collapse and tipping points. Is everyone okay? Now, you might say that this is not known to us. This will be done in environment geography, which is starting from tomorrow. Everyone with me on this? If you have a question, please ask. Quickly, if you have a question, you can ask. Okay. So what are we done with? We are done with all distribution of plants and animals. Please refer to the table given in notes. Do you have a table? And tell me, the class has covered far more, far wider and deeper compared to the table or not? True or not? Yes. So I want everyone to develop that ability. Confidence be with every class. Tell me, whatever we have done in atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere, does it give you confidence? This is grounding in your optional subject. People come and ask me on the first day, sir, what is the difference between GS and optional? But how do I give it words? How do I give it words? GS is like free floating water hyacinth. Get that? And here, when we are talking about, this is like a strong tree, like a strong shisham tree, which has been planted, which has roots, which has stem, which has leaves, which is adapting. So that's the difference that we are talking about. Everyone okay? I want everyone to do one thing for me. Soil पे काम करना है. Soil का recall करेंगे. Marbuth soil classification, as much as you can remember. Zonal classification. ठीक है? एक blank page पर लेकर जल्दी से make this table. Everyone to make this table. Let us see how many of you are able to recall. Whatever you recall, that is fine. Whatever you can recall, that is fine for me. Quickly. Pedocal, pedalfer. Zonal, intrazonal. And here, what do we have? So I've also made it All done. All done. Ash grey podzol. Red brown podzol. Latosol. Prairie. Chernozem. Chestnut. Grey desert. Red desert. These are called xerozems. Xerozems are desert soil. True. Remember or not? Who was this Marbuth? Marbuth had simply taken a classification that was more on distribution, how things are distributed. This is what he wanted us to know. He was not interested in taking a pedologist classification जहाँ पर सारा का सारा science उसी में लग रहा था. Everyone with me on this? This was Marbuth's doing. Now, after Marbuth, if you look at after Marbuth, what was happening? These people, the pedologists, are doing their work, and they divided US soil into 11 horizons. 11 USDA. In its comprehensive classification, CSCS classification, they identified 11 orders. 11 orders. Okay. What are these 11? So please turn your sheet around. Turn your sheet around. 1. Anti-sol. 2. Vertisol. 3. Insectisol. 4. Aridisol. Is everyone okay? 5th, Molisol. 6th, Spodosol. 7th, Elfisol. 8th, Altisol. 9th, Oxysol. 10th, Histosol. 11th, Andisol. And this can be further subclassified, and eventually what we will get? Eventually, फिर ताबड़तोड़ बहुत तगड़ा वाला एक आंसर आएगा. What will it be? It will become 70,000 subtypes. Are you interested in them? Try memorizing them if you can. ये तो याद हो गया था सबको. This was done. ये एग्जाम में आएगा नहीं. इसे फिर याद क्यों करें? You will find many circus jokers who will say I know all this. मैंने ये रटा हुआ है. So do you want to feel lower than a circus joker? No, I know more. True. तुम भी रटो. मजा आएगा. USDA classification. कराऊं मैं? Azonal soil. This we have already done that. Limitations of genetic system of soil classification. What is the limitation of Marbuth? The great soil group. कौन से हैं great soil group? 2 great soil group हैं. Pedalfer and Pedocal. And definitions are based on environment factors. Remember, pedalfer, pedocal क्या है? Pedalfer is where precipitation is much greater than evaporation, and pedocal is precipitation is much less than evaporation. If I ask you, will you tell me exactly this or not? I'm talking about soil, and you're defining soil in terms of climate rather than soil property. Is this fair? उनका ये क्या मतलब है यार? I'm talking about different types of soil. Tell me some classification. Tell me some property of soil that differentiates the two. You are telling me, these are the conditions under which they are formed. Did I ask you the conditions? Well, I know that conditions will help me understand that soil, but tell me what is that? Then the definitions are comparative and qualitative. कुछ mathematical होना चाहिए, qualitative, general चीजें. Tell me exactly क्या उनका size होता है, what is the texture, what is the porosity, and all those things. I tell them थोड़ा सा और time लो, read more about it, because precipitation, there, leaching will happen, then this layer, they are not interested. Many of the soils are defined in terms of properties that were obvious under virgin soil conditions. So everyone, one very important criticism is, whatever you said, evaporation, transpiration, leaching, and all that, that was soil to begin with. अब तो soil में बहुत सारा drama हो चुका है कि नहीं हो चुका? Tell me. India has been plowing and all those things. All these years of cultivation, they have been destroyed or not? Classification is, very ambiguous. Can I say जो आपने बनाया, this is very simplified, ideal thing? True or not? Simplified, ideal thing. That's all we are talking about. But things have changed. Things have changed. Yes or no? So valid criticism or not? We're talking about soil. Instead of telling us about soil's properties and all those things, what are you busy telling us? Telling us something in climate. And what you're talking about, that this will happen, that will happen, soils have changed. Now tell me where bombing has happened in Ukraine. Yes. Will the soil be the same? We had Bhopal gas tragedy, current affairs. Will the soil be same? Areas where salt pans have formed, yes, will the soil be changed? Has the climate changed? Remember Indus River? There was Indus Valley civilization over there, but it is arid now. It is very very arid. So things have become very complex. तुम मजे से अपना क्लासिफिकेशन बना के बैठे हो, ताली बजा रहे हो, हैप्पी, टीचर को भी समझ में आ गया, स्टूडेंट को भी समझ में आया, बेटा मजा आया कि नहीं आया? आया सर, बहुत सही है. So should I feel offended? मैंने इतने मजे से I taught you with so much of emotion and now they are criticizing me. अरे they have a right to find out flaws. No. Why should I be offended? सही तो कह रहा है. I'm okay. तुम भी दिल पे मत लो. So USDA classification. So USDA soil classification developed by US Department of Agriculture and National Cooperative Soil Survey provides an elaborate classification. Soil taxonomic classification reflects the dominant soil forming factors and the formation. USDA soil taxonomy consists of hierarchy of 6 level. पहले order आएगा कितने 11, फिर sub order, फिर grade group, subgroup, family, series, and there will be 70,000 of them. Get that? Now I look at them straight into their eyes. You were criticizing me. I understand. I have made a very simple classification. I still refuse to get into the trap of 70,000 soil types. बाद में जाओगे, मेरे को नहीं करना. 11 तक I can tolerate. If you are insisting that you are smarter than our classification, I'm okay. Till 11 orders, I'm okay, but nothing more than that. Is everyone okay? चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let us see what else is possible. So order. क्या order दिखाई दे रहा है? जल्दी से बताइए. What else is possible? 12 soil orders are recognized. The difference among the order reflect the dominant soil forming process. अच्छा तो यहाँ पर soil forming process and soil formation is there. Get it? 12. So 12 है. हाँ एक और बढ़ गया होगा, मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. मैं 11 सोच रहा था, 12 निकला है. Suborder. Each order is divided into suborder primarily on basis of the properties of the influence. Order in suborder, suborder in grade group in subgroup, subgroup in family, family in series. जिसमें you will take care of the color, the texture, the structure, the chemical reaction, the consistency, the mineral, the chemical composition. Okay, इसका PDF सारे इकट्ठा करेंगे. कितना? 70,000. So when we are not doing this in the exam, why are you giving this? अरे comparative analysis. You will compare it with other things. Somebody told me, no, I took coaching, I paid money for that. ये ले. Remember, some people are going to वसूलो their money in kilograms, kgs of notes. ये ले भाई, किसी से कम नहीं, हम किसी से कम नहीं. What are the 12 soil orders? देखें. What are the 12 soil orders? The soil taxonomy is a soil classification system developed by USDA Soil Survey. This taxonomy widely used worldwide, and many of its features have been adopted in other systems. Worldwide means by the pedologists, not by you and I. Students के लिए नहीं है. ठीक है? The highest level of classification is the order. So remember, order के नीचे और वाली चीजें आ जाती हैं. Soil order is single dominant characteristic affecting soil, like prevalent vegetation, alphisol, mollisol, like parent material, endisol, vertisol, climate variables such as lack of precipitation, aridisol, presence of permafrost, jellysol, the significant soil order, presence of physical and chemical weathering, oxysol, altisol, relative amount of soil profile, antisol. ठीक है, ये भी हो गया. Table of 12. Antisol, aridisol, alphisol, antisol, aridisol, alphisol, altisol. हाँ, jellysol नहीं है ना अपने पास. Everyone, did we not write jellysol? मैंने जो लिस्ट बनाई थी उसमें jellysol नहीं डाला. ये लो. Extra bonus. Current affairs sir, thank you. आप पुरुष नहीं महापुरुष हो. I know. मुझे भी लगता है. True. 12 हो गए. Yes sir, now I feel better. 5 gram extra, very good uncle. We are full पैसा वसूल. तो antisol, no horizon. Aridisol, arid climate. Alphisol, forest climate. Altisol, extensively weathered. Jellysol, permafrost. Endisol, volcanic. Inseptisol, beginning. Mollisol, soft. Spodosol, acidic, coniferous. Oxysol, extremely weathered. Histosol, organic. Vertisol, shrinking swelling. Properties also done. और पढ़ना और बताता हूँ. Antisol is the last order in soil taxonomy. क्या बात कर रहा है यार? मेरा तो first है slide में. Problem. It's okay. It is the most common soil order. This is the most common also. है last. Are located in regions characterized by floodplains, even retreating glaciers. They are the second largest group, occupies 16% of the globe. Antisol. Inseptisol are similar to antisol, but moderate degree of soil development. They lack clay and nutrient. They have several different characteristics because of their wide distribution. These are continuously eroded, contain young deposits, and they cover 15%. 16 and 15, 30% of the mall of the world is done. ठीक है, ये भी हो गया. और देखते हैं और क्या करने वाले हम. Aridisol. Aridisol, they are adapted to the region dry and wet. They contain gypsum carbonate. ये भी याद कर सकते हो आप. 12% of the land is there. Mollisol, they have calcium and magnesium. उसमें gypsum था, इसमें magnesium है. They are rich in organic matter. Root of the plant, जैसे prairie, इतना सुंदर बताया. 7% of the globe. Alfisol, they are soiled with the same characteristics like Altisol, but Altisol तो पता नहीं मुझे. Alfisol are common where Altisols are there. They occupy 9. तो Altisol ढूंढना पड़ेगा. Altisol. Altisol is in humid. Soil contains subsoil horizon. Most nutrients are Altisol. चल काफी देर हो गई, हम कर क्या रहे हैं? मेरे पास मैप भी है. आई होप यू कैन ड्रॉ दीज मैप्स. कितने सारे कलर हैं. एक ही कॉन्टिनेंट में इतना सॉइल, कितना छेद हो जाएगा समझ में नहीं आएगा. सांस कहां से लेना और बाकी सब चीजें कहां से करनी. True or not? Now the teacher will say that only I am the only teacher who can teach this. I am the only teacher in the industry who teaches this. Other teachers never teach this. So you have come to the right person. Very good. If you look at the PYQ, it has never been asked. So sir, who's asking? The same teacher who's teaching, he asked this only. The same teacher who's teaching, he is asking this. तो उनकी दुकान बहुत अच्छी चल रही है. अब हम सोच रहे हैं कि हम क्या करें. So do you want a solution? And that teacher will make us teacher. Why not? And remember that teacher will give value for money. वो जो बैठा है ना नोट्स इकट्ठे करने के लिए, सर नोट्स नहीं लिखवाते, वो डिक्टेशन देता है यार. एंडी सोल का डिक्टेशन देता है. 1% ऑफ द सॉइल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड के लिए वो डिक्टेशन देगा. 1%. एक चुटकी सिंदूर की कीमत तुम क्या जानो, समथिंग. वो टीचर बोलेगा ये टीचर इसको क्या पता एंडी सोल होता क्या है. So everyone, मैं बताना चाहता हूँ what is this classification for me. Everyone, what is this classification for me? Are you interested in a quick understanding, quick and real understanding? If I say, हमने ऐसा सुना है बहुत से लोगों को कहा जाता है एंटी नेशनल. Who's an anti national? Who works against the government or against the government? वो आजकल हो गया. But who works against the nation? Anti national. True. Anti soul means someone which is against the soil. Against the soil. Against the soil means soil has layers. There are no layers. No soil horizons. Why not? Those conditions may not be right for that. The conditions may not be suitable, appropriate for that. Is everyone with me? Possible? Quite possible. ठीक है? Okay. अच्छा, I want to remind you of this soil. एक soil ऐसा होता है which creates cracks. उसमें cracks आ जाते हैं. What soil is that? Anyone? Do you remember? So regur soil, high clay content, sir. Yes, ऐसे crack हो जाता है. Crack when dry. ऐसे crack हो जाता है. And इसको हमने क्या था? Self flowing. Why did we call it self flowing? Remember, black soil is called self flowing soil. ऊपर से आप देखेंगे तो ऐसा दिखाई देता है. There are blocks. ऐसा सूखा पड़ता है. Why is it called self flowing soil? ये cracks आ जाते हैं ना. So what is flowing? See, land में सब कुछ हुआ, leaching हुआ, calcification. Now the soil has become very hard. You want the soil to be refreshed. So you take a plow. पूरे soil में plow डालकर आप उस सारी मिट्टी को तोड़ते हो ना. Do you break it apart? Do you break it or not? Yes. And then what happens vertically? You mix the thing. This helps in the aeration also. Cracks are also there. Everything is there. These vertical grooves are formed, and you don't have to plow it. The matti erode hoti hai, whatever mud erodes, it falls into this. So you don't have to do this. First of all, cracks are created. In those cracks, vertically the mud keeps on falling and mixing because of erosion and everything happening. Is everyone with me on this? Are you with me on this? Good. This is vertisol. Self-flowing vertical cracks. Now, if you know this, everyone knows यार ये high clay content वाला होगा, ये black soil जैसा होगा. Properties आ गए. Have you seen that movie Inception? Inception means inception, start of something. Inceptisol, origin of soil. What will inceptisol be like? Immature soil. Said, I don't know, rocky or not rocky, but will it be immature or not? Possible? Possible or not? Arid soil, do I have to tell you? Arid soil. Sir, desert soil, sir. So, erosion. I know that, sir. Thank you. Perfect. Jelly soil, I have already told you, permafrost. Jelly soil. Ye bhi okay. Achha. There is a soil in which some chelating agents cause aluminium and iron to become sesquioxides, dissolve and go down. What is that soil called? What is that soil called? Chelating agents. Podzol. दैट इज कॉल्ड पोर्टजोल। ये सुनो, मधुकर बेटा पढ़ाई कर ले, लेटर राइटर नहीं होता, ऐसा नशा मत किया करो। पोड पोड स्पोड चलेगा? ओ ये तो सही है। पोर्टजोल्स, चेलुएशन, डन। ये सुनो, अभी डन विद दिस और नॉट? मोलिसोल, मोलिसोल आर स्पेशल सॉइल। ये थोड़ा सा मैं आपको याद करने को कह रहा हूं। मोलिसोल इज द ग्रासलैंड सॉइल, मोलिसोल इज द ग्रासलैंड सॉइल। तो इसमें प्रेरी, चरनोजम, चेस्टनट आ गया। इज एवरीवन ओके? आर यू विद मी ऑन दिस? नाउ डू यू रिमेंबर बॉग? डू यू रिमेंबर इंट्राजोनल हाइड्रोमॉर्फिक? वहां पर बहुत ज्यादा क्या हो जाता है? ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट। ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट इज हिस्टो, हाई ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट, हाई ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट, हाई ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट, बॉग, पीट। इज एवरीवन ओके? अच्छा, do you know which is the longest mountain chain? Which is the longest mountain chain in the world? Longest fold mountain chain in the world? Andes. 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 Why is it called Andes? Why is it not called the whatever name? Chotus, Ramus, Papus, Marthas, Peters. Why is it called Andes? I don't know. So they named it. Well, you may not know it. It was named after a lava, andesitic lava. Andes is volcanic soil. Do we get that? Andesol. And अभी आपने पढ़ा उसमें 1% of the world soil is andesol. Is everyone done? 3 बच गए, क्या बचे? एल्फीसोल, ऑक्सीसोल एंड अल्टीसोल। ठीक है? अल्टी is ultimate. Have you heard of the word penultimate? What is penultimate? Penultimate. Penultimate सुना है? Second last is penultimate. So ultimate is the last. Is everyone okay? Ultimate is the last. If incepti was the beginning, can I say ulti is the ending? So ulti में कौन सा soil आएगा? जल्दी बताओ। Altisol. True. Everyone with me? अब क्या बचा है? ऑक्सीसोल, टू मच ऑफ वेदरिंग, ऑक्सीजन से वेदरिंग, एंड एल्फीसोल, एल्यूमिनियम एंड आयरन सोल। 2 बचे। 10 डन। एवरीवन can you spend few minutes on this? Can you spend few minutes on this? So let us take a 5-minute break. It's 13:10 to 13:15. ब्रेक भी हो जाएगा। We can look at this table also and tell me ये भी possible है या नहीं। अगर इस पे क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया एग्जामिनर, if he asks that, can you handle still? Will you survive it? Quickly everyone. 5 minutes break. Keep this in mind. If you have a question, I'm willing to take your questions also. Five minutes break quickly. Hi everyone, I'm back and I hope I'm audible, I hope I'm visible. And you are comfortable with this also? सब लोग comfortable? Any problem, any question related to this? Easy हो गया, कर सकते हैं इसमें कुछ या नहीं? If this question comes, can we do something about it? Yes? So कुछ तो possible है. We can very well do something about it. फिर भी let me show you. That's why I said the content should be there. You will not face a shortage of any content or anything. It's just that I want you to have a look at this. Looks easy now. Simple word: anti-sol, vertisol, inceptisol, eridisol, sportsol, gel. Remember that ice gel-like appearance? Gel-like appearance. Jelly sol. Permafrost is gel-like. Andisol. Histosol is that more organic material. Oxy और alpha भी दिखा देता हूँ. चलिए यहाँ पर आते हैं. Why do you know why I was able to do this? Why I was able to do this? Because of this very important sentence. Soil orders. Those 12 soil orders are based on single dominant characteristic affecting soil. Do you get that? Say alphisol, molisol, prevalent vegetation. So molisol किस लिए है? Molisol किसके लिए है? Grassland. Did I tell you to remember that prevalent vegetation over there? Then type of parent material. Andisol. Andisol is what? Volcanic. Vertisol also, remember, lava soil only that cracks, clay rich. That is there. The climatic variables such as lack of precipitation, eridisol. Presence of frost, gel, jelly-sol. Also significant several orders can be in terms of weathering. I told you, no, oxysol, oxygen causing weathering. So oxysol, if you ask me, these are your laterites. Laterites. Antisol, relative amount of soil development has taken place, so less development is there. वापस आ जाए. Antisol, no horizon, नया है. Eridisol, this is there. Alphisol, क्या होता है? Vegetation. एक मिनट वापस आता हूँ. Two soils which are named after vegetation which you must mug up are forest soil and grassland soil. They are on vegetation type. Molisol is vegetation grassland, alphisol is forest. कर सकते हैं? Have you updated? So 11 done now out of 12. Oxysol, I told you, is too much of weathering. Weathering, high weathering and leaching. Too much oxygen and all that in the presence of oxygen. This is happening. Oxysol, and you can call them as laterites. Molisol, grassland soil. Eridisol, desert soil. Alphisol, your this thing. All 12 done. एक dominant character ढूंढना था यार. Why unnecessarily terrorize student that I am the only teacher who knows, बाकी को आता नहीं है ये वो. अरे तुम नया नया कोचिंग खोला क्योंकि तुमने बहुत सारे नोट्स इकट्ठे किए दुनिया से. You are that note वाला stenographer and suddenly you know like you're giving new ideas. Stone ages से geography पढ़ रहे हैं यार. मतलब आप यूनिवर्सिटी गए नहीं. हम जब यूनिवर्सिटी गए सब टीचर्स यही पढ़ा रहे थे यार. They knew it, they were making it easy. Andisol volcanic है बताओ. Inceptisol beginning है. Molisol, mol is soft grassland. Spodosol, pod is podzol. Remember coniferous से यहाँ तो acidic लिखा है. Podzol is acidic, no? Where oxysol too much of weathering, where tropical areas. So इसको मैंने क्या किया? Latosol. Histosol organic material, bog and pigment. Or vertisol shrinking and swelling, shrinking, swelling, and cracks happening. Everyone with me on this? Possible? हो गया. That's it. Sir, लेकिन ये पढ़ने को बहुत मजा आता है. So any possible andisol become vertisol? बेटा andesite is a different kind of magma. Vertisol is basaltic magma. Since you asked me a question, Naidu, andesitic magma is a more viscous magma, more acidic magma, and basalt on the other hand is a basic magma. Get that? So silica content is different. So andisol will not become vertisol. Do you get that? Andisol will not have the property high clay content. It doesn't have high clay content. Do we get? But again, Naidu, should I say it is not possible? Can I say it is impossible? Have we not read a criticism that soil today are highly complex? Just to tell you that if the erosion is happening, rivers are eroding and bringing more clay to an area which is andisol, can its property change or not? Your question is very valid, and I don't want to give an absolute term answer to that. I want to ask you, Naidu, that intelligently we can see that we from the very beginning said that soil is a dynamic entity which keeps on evolving. So if today I say, you know, like, no, Naidu, it is impossible for andisol to become vertisol, well, I would say depending on the material around, the processes around, if clay can be added, then that swelling expansion will be there. But these people are classifying the soils of the world. No, already the soils are there in the world. They are not creating soils of the world. So they have already identified that category. Now everyone, drawing a map is very, very challenging. ये आसान नहीं है, आसानी से होने ही नहीं वाला. This won't happen easily. So don't get into this map. And मैं बताऊँ कितना अच्छा map है हमारे पास. Easy map is show what? Pedocal and pedalfer. Easy to show or not? Remember two broad zones. That is why zonal classification. ये PhD map है. The teacher who shows this, he or she may not even know how to draw it. He or she doesn't even know that in real exam this cannot be there. But is pedalfer easy to draw or not? Do we have a latosol belt? Do we have a podzol belt? Yes or no? Our box diagram is also available. So think about. I'm saying it's about being smart when you are preparing for this. So to andisol, there is a volcanic soil derived from Japanese word endo. Wow, means black soil, and formed from weathering of volcanic material mineral soil characterized by poor crystal structure. The material forming Andy soil is high capacity to hold nutrients and water, making it more fertile. So this Andy soil, if it is clay, what will happen? Andy soil will also become that. But will we call it vertisol? Will we call it vertisol? Vertisol is not made up of volcanic material essentially. Do we get that? Vertisol was not made up of volcanic material. Do we get that? So that is why we are saying. But as I said, move करके वो वहाँ पर हो सकता है. And everyone, please understand. Did I give you an easy formula or not? Am I interested in the real? Am I interested in the real texture, chemical property, pH, and all that? No, I'm not interested. I'm saying Andy Sol. They've written a lot about it. Yes, Andy Sol can resemble even basaltic clay, if that is present. Otherwise, crystal, if that is there, that's what we are talking about. Do we get that? So with volcanic glass, now volcanic glass and occur in areas of average highly rainfall, cool temperature. ये बताइए cool temperature कहाँ से लाओ? They are also easily erodible, especially in the slopes of mountains. Andy Sol makes above 1% of the globe. Do we get that? So Naidu, if you want to consider basaltic soil also in this, basaltic clay also in this, you will have to choose the word Andy Sol only, because the dominant characteristic is what? Volcanic over here. You will not declare that as what we call it vertisol. Do we get that? Here is vertisol. Vertisol is rich in clay rich. They shrink and swell. They dry. They develop large crack. These deep cracks are referred to gilgai. The movement on vertisols may cause building foundations to crack. The soil is fertile because of the high clay content. However, the water is retained on the surface when wet. Remember sticky when wet, 2.4%. So in India, our black soil region is a combination of Andy soil and vertisol. Can I say that? But if I have to put it in a category, though it has properties of vertisol, that is why you can see I put them together in my slides. When I make the slide, I put them together so that you can compare it. But my answer would be that it is Andy soil. Is everyone okay? Clear? Vertisol develops crack, self-flowing because of high clay content. It need not be volcanic in nature. Jelly soil likhe. Jelly soil means gill air. Gill air comes from, or gel air comes from frozen soil within 100 centimeter. मतलब top 1 meter is frozen. The soil are found in Arctic and Antarctic. Antarctic, who knows? They are below the ice cover. They are soil surface. Downward movement of water. It also restricts penetration of grassroots. These are occupy 9% of the globe. Now everyone who's listening to me, don't you feel that I know it, sir? Now don't tell me. I don't know na Arctic and Antarctic. जो भी मैंने बताया, whatever I told you. Now when you read it, yes sir, I can write it on my own words. The same thing when I read to you, you said sir, I'm confused. You said I'm confused. I'm saying ulti is what? Ultimate. Intense weathering has happened. It contains subsoil horizons. It has translocation already happened. Clay has moved. Most nutrients have been held on the surface, but the soil is generally low fertility and can only be produced by fertilizer. It occupies 8%. Get that? इसको देख लेते हैं. किसी पर भी हाथ लगाएंगे. Histosol. Remember I told you histosol is a special case. Histo means organic material. So it composed of organic material in the upper portion. Bog, peat. The soils are formed when the organic matter like leaf decompose, especially extremely wet areas. Remember that horizon. Histosols are only productive when drained. अगर इनका पानी निकाल दो, if you remove the water, they will become productive. Yes, but they're not suitable for construction of roads because they can become, if water goes, sewage water goes into the soil. Imagine this is a house, and it has sewage water going into the soil, and the soil becomes deformed. Will it be a problem for the house or not? Imagine who wants this information? An engineer, a civil engineer who's planning for the house, an architect. Will they want that or not? We're talking about quantitative, applied geography. Can I call it applied geography? Even the soil, which soil is good, which soil is not good. As people who have done civil engineering, I'm sure you would have been taught about these things. You would have talked about this, knowing the nature of soil. True. Similarly, can I say calcium soil, limestone soil are not good. They are not good for construction. वो भी नीचे अगर पानी चला गया, सड़क बना दिया limestone में, ढक करके नीचे जाएगा कि नहीं? Everyone, can you play with the 12 orders also now? I'm sorry, I'm not dictating them. I am only telling you these 12. I have given you this table. इसमें अगर पैसा वसूल नहीं हो रहा है तुम्हारा, तो भाई सॉरी बोल सकता और ना कर पाऊंगा. Get that? But if the challenge comes, USDA भी करना है, so please don't worry. My students, whenever they are going for the examination, they are very well prepared. None of my students has ever said that they ran out of content. They've always said, sir, we had so many ideas that when I was submitting the paper also, then I was, even that time I was feeling bad that 2 point और डाल देता. There are so many important points that come to my mind. So I'm saying generate that ability, and most students, just by doing a course of 4 or 5 months with me, have created a huge capacity to think, to generate, to link not only geography, GS in particular, and life in general. All decisions they can think, they become more responsible, and they have developed the quality of integrity that whatever I say, I commit to it. So imagine I'm telling you that I'll give you everything, and then I say no, US वाला नहीं दूंगा. अरे दे दिया, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Remember we had what? We had azonal. In azonal we had regosol and lithosol. Regosol are shallow, medium, fine texture, unconsolidated. They have lack of horizons. Regosol usually occurs in desert region because that is what we are talking about. They are transported. They are usually found under natural vegetation under limited dry land cropping in very cold climate zone. Contain permafrost 2 meter. US soil taxonomy has put them into category. I'm not very much interested in all these categories. I'm very clear that I know how to write the answer. Azonal aega, so I will put that only. Now the issue is, you know everything about soil. Is the soil safe or facing problems in the country? Is the soil getting affected? Yes or no? Soil deterioration and degradation, that is what I want to get into. Problems of soil. Correct? Quickly think about it. Problems of soil. What are the problems that they are facing? What are the problems which soils across the world are facing? Fertility is declining, leaching is happening, erosion is happening, degradation is happening. Can I say quantitative and qualitative? Qualitative, quantitative. Can I say erosion? Soil is getting eroded. Eroded. Who are doing that? Agents of erosion. Agents of erosion are doing that or not? Quantitative. Soil is covered under concrete. Soil sealing. Yes. I'm saying soil nutrient imbalance. Soil salinization. Can I say that? Soil chemical pollution. Pesticides, fertilizers, insecticide, all those things, are they going or not? You know? So soil is eroded, soil is sealed, many things are happening. Can I say soil is getting desertified? True. Desertification. So can I say moisture balance? Can I say carbon content of the soil? Globally, it has been found that the carbon content of the soil is going down. In fact, that carbon is actually carbon sink. So that's a good thing that if the carbon is there, but carbon is going down. That's a sad thing. That's the problem that the world is facing. Is everyone with me? Any questions on this? Please ask. Now मेगा is saying runoff. तो मेगा मैं इसको ना ऐसे लेना चाहता हूँ. Agents of erosion. Can I say fluvial? Can I say glacial? Can I say ebullition? So how is fluvial erosion happening? Have you heard about rain erosion? Rain में 3-4 वर्ड आते हैं. Splash. Splash. After that is rill, gully, ravine, sheet erosion. ऐसा सुना? I think I've talked about this before also. So there is ground and the raindrop falls on that. First, what happens? Splash happens. After some time, what will happen? If more water, it will start flowing in a small little drain like this. These are created. What are these? Rills. With time, rills will become deeper. What are these? Gullies. True? Will we have gullies? And eventually, what will happen? Gullies will erode further to form badland topography. Remember, ravines. So the journey will start with splash erosion. इसीलिए कहा जाता है solution to this is cover cropping. What is cover cropping? Never leave your field barren without any crop cover. Especially it happens after harvest season that you remove the crop. Now the soil is there. Soil is there to be hit by the rains. Possible rains. There can be reverse flooding. Rivers will cut. No, rivers mostly go for sheet erosion during flood. Too much of rain comes, entire layer is lost. Yes. Do we have coastal also? Erode the coastal line. They can even salinize. True. Mechanical erosion can happen, chemical erosion can happen. Both of them. Coastal line, mechanical, you hit it, and salinization is chemical. With me on this? Fluvial. Glacial कैसे करता है? Glacier is more protective cover. Which soil is here in this glacial region? They can be coarse moraine, and fine tills. Remember, till plains are also there. So fine भी हो सकता है, ऐसी बात नहीं. It can be fine tills also possible. Fine tills are also possible. But as I said, that this is rather than eroding, this is cryopreservation. That soil is preserved under the ice. Only when the ice will melt, we will get that. Is the soil very fertile? Not very fertile. Not very fertile. But here comes the current affairs. Current affairs. Glacier melt. That is why this is exposed. Do we get that, everyone? True. Ebullition is wind. Wind कैसे करता है? सबसे बड़ी चीज wind. Have you heard of deflation? It will take and it will take away. पूरा उठा के ले जाएगा. Can I say sand dune shifting? So there is soil in the oasis. Remember, sand is not soil, but sandy soil is there. Now a lot of sand comes and gets deposited in that. Problem? Ebullition. Everyone. Ebullition problems. Now wind will cause a lot of evaporation to happen. Evaporation will accelerate calcification. Yes or no? Soil salinization. Is the quality and quantity also degraded? With me on this? If you have any question, please ask. Anyone, any question, please ask. Problems of soil. Understood? Now everyone, people who are making notes, I hope every page which I do in the class is like notes itself. But I always believe that books are going to add more power of vocabulary, diagrams, illustration. I don't have a book. Here. I've already given you the study material. So can you use that study material? वैसे तो book है. Book is what made simple. तुम made simple देखकर ऐसे भागते हो. जैसे दिन में भूत देख लियो. Don't run away. Remember those 12 soil orders were very difficult before I talked to you. Moment I talked about them, did it become easy or not? So remember, one more foundation is about to come. May make foundation chala rahe for people who are in 23. The GC Leong foundation is done. Now we're coming for NCRT foundation. If that also goes, एक ज़माने में made simple foundation भी कर दूँगा. Okay, maybe before you write your mains, you get that also. Now here I want to tell you, we must have a global report. Current affairs भी काम करेगा ना? FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, presents a report which is called the State of Soil. चलेगा? You have the concept, you have the study material, you have current also. उसके बाद भी marks नहीं निकालते हो तो problem. And I want you to be confident. You know, somebody wrote to me on WhatsApp yesterday. Sir, I'm understanding everything. I'm making notes also. But when it comes to answer writing, I'm finding it a bit challenging to write these answers of biogeography. I think I'm reading too much. So everyone, I want to tell you, after my biogeography class, confidently telling you, you don't need to read anything outside that class. The notes which you are making, I know some of you are finding it very challenging, sir. Itna sara likhwa rahe. I hope you can see that this is a very good opportunity to learn note making, be very confident about your notes being very comprehensive, and see how I can add current affairs to it, how can I add, global reports to it, case studies to it, and all of them. See, first 2-3 topics, I invited you to think and do the homeworks. Even global reports, even internet में referencing आपसे करवाई, so that you start doing it, you are initiating, and then like my job is there to support you. As per that report, which report? FAO State of Soil report. चलेगा? सब लेकर आया. Don't worry. It is very much there for you only. State of Soil report. 33% of the global soils are moderately to highly degraded. Soil are the foundation of food production and food security of the world. Can I say this can be used in introduction or probably the conclusion, depending upon the nature of the question? Some people even write to me, sir, after attending your class, I have a lot of content. I can write the answer very well. Introduction and conclusion is my problem. Yes. Tell me one thing. You love this person a lot. And love this person a lot doesn't mean that it has to be a boyfriend or girlfriend. Any person, you love him or her a lot. And you want to give a gift to that person. Would you invest your energy in finding, choosing what gift to give? Yes or no? You really want that gift to be memorable? True or not? With all emotions, love, care, and dimag laga ke, you bought a gift. Hear that? Would you just ask him or her to hold the gift, or would you want to pack it? So the shopkeeper says, okay, we have free paper. This is golden color paper. Let me pack it for you. Then you look at it. You say, yaar, kharab kar raha hai. Why is spoiling my gift? This doesn't look good. I need a proper container. I need a proper gift. I need a proper tag on that. Yes or no? Nowadays, so even the flower fellow, जो फूल देता है, वो भी अच्छी पैकिंग करके देता है कि नहीं? Everywhere on the internet, your fern and petal पूरा वो केस बना के बेचता है कि नहीं? Now people have started sending it. A bakery who's giving cakes also, अच्छे से बनाता है. So you have to select the packing. I want to tell you everyone, introduction and conclusion is the packing to your answer. And you know what? Teachers are giving that golden paper, silver paper as their introduction. बेटा ये वाला चिपका देना, नंबर मिल जाएगा. Yes, remember? वो जो stationery shop पे मिलता है, golden polythene, silver polythene, where it is written best compliments from Sonu के पापा. True. And people are happy. This teacher is amazing. He gives introduction also. अरे यार इससे बड़ा मतलब क्या बेवकूफी होगा? Would you want to fill up everything with a golden or silver wrapper? Sir, वो मेरे पास नहीं था. You had much better. So please understand. So if you're not able to write a good introduction and conclusion, it is just that you're refusing to go for a powerful thought at the beginning of the question and a powerful thought to end the question. That's an introduction and a conclusion. And to be written in simple language. कुछ बनावटी कुछ नहीं करना. है ना? नहीं सर इसमें मैं डॉक्यूशेप लिखना चाहूंगा. जो लिख दो यार. तुम डैनी डेंजोंग का लिख दो. Who's stopping you? Who's stopping you? You want to write डॉक्यूशेप लिख ले भाई. You can very well do that. नहीं sir, I want to write Sadhguru Jagdi Vasudev sir. He started that, Save Soil sir. I want to write that. लिख ले, whatever you want. I'm saying the idea has to be powerful. You don't show me, like some names that will trying to impress doesn't help. Most significant threats of soils आपके पास number करके बता दिया 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Erosion, loss of organic carbon, nutrient imbalance, soil sealing, sustainable soil management, use of scientific and local knowledge, and proven approaches and technology. ये threats है. कि मुझे threat कम लग रहा है, ये बाद वाला जो है solution लग रहा है. Sorry. Threat and solution. और everything done. 1, 2, 3 solutions. Sustainable soil management, use of chemical and scientific and local knowledge, and third is proven approaches and technology. ये क्या है? जल्दी से बता दो. What are these? Quickly tell me what are these. Remind us of that. अब now you tell me, is this land suitable for agriculture? No. Is this land suitable to lay a railway line or a road line? No. Big problem or not? Big problem. ऐसे रिवाइन होता है. कैसे हुआ ये? Started with splash and drill, then turned into gully, and then we did not stop it. We allowed the land to be like that. Everyone, where is the soil? Everyone, where is the soil? Where is the soil? Soil बताता हूँ आपको. Everyone, please pay attention on the screen. Can you see this man standing over here? Do you know where is the soil? Here is soil. Only this layer is soil. Can you see the soil, everyone? What is this? ये तो parent material है ना. The soil is lost. Soil is lost. फिर से कैसे बनाएंगे? सर लेकिन इधर राम प्रकाश के पास तो soil है. Well, that soil has gone there and it is there for some time. Are we trying to conserve it? No, we are not even conserving it. Remember, soil is the upper weathered layer. Wherever soil is there, can you see some vegetation is trying to protect it? Can you see vegetation is trying to protect it? And can you see grasses are not very good vegetation to protect soil because their roots don't dig deeper? Everyone with me on this. This is the challenge of soil. Clear? आगे बढ़े. Soil erosion. Where has it happened? Where has it happened? Data के साथ with map. Very poor. इधर हो गया. Can you tell me very poor वालास? Why this area is very poor? Which type of erosion? Sir, wind erosion. And then this area. This is poor. This is VP and this is poor. So here what is happening here? Wind plus fluvial. Wind plus fluvial. Fair. Imagine, I don't know what has happened. These developed countries, they are able to take care of their soil also here. Amazing. They are able to take care of their soil also. Soil contamination. Contamination is, like some chemicals have been added. So either jo hai, who's adding chemical or, like some chemicals or some other things can be added. Eurasia seems to be the culprit. Yes. So this is also having contamination. Well, this is because of the salts coming up. Can I say salinization? That is there. Soil biodiversity loss. So deserts biodiversity loss. Serious biodiversity loss is happening over here. So these are the flashpoints. Soil losing it. Soil acidification. Acid is you are adding chemicals to that. So in this, the desert is not getting acidified. Why? Because you're not adding chemicals to that. True or not? Where you have chemical fertilizer, that is where acidification is happening. Soil sealing. Sealing means the soil is getting covered by many things, covered by sand if sand dunes are moving, covered by concrete if urban areas are moving over there. So again, we are looking at Eurasia over there. I don't know, America is doing very well almost everywhere except chemical fertilizers. बढ़िया यार. कितनी population है यार US की? Population कितनी? 400 million, 400 million in this. Let me help you, everyone, please pay attention. Uttar Pradesh, 220 million. Half of this, and look at the area. Look at the area Uttar Pradesh has and the population. And what is this? This whole area is the fertile plain, fertile alluvial plain. बताओ सॉइल की तो फजीयत है कि नहीं? वी आर आफ्टर द लाइफ ऑफ सॉइल इन दिस, ट्रू और नॉट एवरीवन? So do meadows experience more of soil erosion than any other land? खुशी, what is meadow? What is meadow? meadow होता क्या है? आपने कहा कि meadows में ज्यादा soil erosion होता है. What is meadow? meadow is grassland. So why would you say that grassland will experience more? If agents are there, if agents of erosion are there, then only it will happen. Suppose I'm in the temperate grassland. I'm in the temperate grassland and there is no strong wind over there and all other conditions are there. Why would they undergo more erosion? Erosion के लिए agent होना चाहिए ना, खुशी. So think about that. But savanna grasslands will have a lot of this thing. Meadows are not savanna grassland. So you have made a mistake. Meadows are grassland. Meadows are not all grasslands. Meadows are special grasslands. Meadows are very few in the world. So you got it from somewhere. Meadows are not normal grassland. No. अब ये बताओ खुशी, कौन से grassland होते हैं फिर meadows? Which are the grasslands? Meadows. कौन से grassland होते हैं meadows? जल्दी बताओ. बैठे बैठे क्वेश्चन पूछ लेते हो तो टीचर भी तो पूछे. लिमिटेड अंडरस्टैंडिंग में क्वेश्चन पूछने का फायदा क्या? Kushi is saying non-grazing ones. Kushi, you don't know what are meadows, so please retract your question. You don't even know what you are asking. फालतू में बैठे बैठे क्वेश्चन के नाम का क्वेश्चन पूछ डालेंगे. और ये क्या था? This was just an area with poor vegetal cover. Meadows. Go and read what are meadows. अभी लोग तो ऐसे ना कुछ भी क्वेश्चन तो पूछ लेंगे, पता भी नहीं क्या पूछ रहे हैं. Soils done. Soil erosion done. Soil erosion done. Soil conservation, we looked at the suggestions, sustainable soil management, use of techniques and all that. As I told you, like vegetal cover should be there and all those things. So it's a simple thing. आपके material में, handout में, we have given you that. We have given you about soil conservation also, the handout given to you. And the slide which is there, so they have been shared. Now we are coming towards an interesting area, which I've already shared with you. Geographic regions and phytogeographic. Geographic and phytogeographic region. So geographic, you understand? Zoo means animal regions. Phyto means plant regions. So you already taught us. You taught us in biomes. Biomes is a distributional approach. Yes, sir. We are looking at distributional, but this is a biological approach. Biological approach. What is biological approach? Botany and zoology. Botany and zoology. So everyone, I have been talking about this again and again, and I'm sorry I'm talking about this again to you. What do we mean by, what is the need of classifying? What is the need of classifying? What is the need of classifying? Classification. Why do we classify? To simplify. So when these botanists and zoologists, when they traveled across the world, they found a lot of information. They found a huge flood of information on plants and animals. Yeah, that? So they decided to classify plants and animals into plant kingdom, animal kingdom. Do you remember that? Biology. Remember? Biology, plant kingdom, animal kingdom. फिर उसमें आपने नाम देखा, फाइलम, जीनस एंड व्हाटएवर यू रिमेंबर, लिटिल बिट इफ यू रिमेंबर. ठीक है, फंजाई, एल्गी, कुछ वो क्या क्या डाला उन्होंने, नाइडेरिया, ब्रायोफाइट्स, ऐसा डाला था. एंजियोस्पर्म्स, जिम्नोस्पर्म्स, 7 किंगडम सिस्टम. यस, ऐसा कुछ है बायोलॉजी में. तो दे डिड दैट. जब उनका हो गया, व्हेन वी सेड हो गया, तुम्हारा तमाशा हो गया, दे सेड वी आल्सो वांट टू क्रिएट रीजन्स ऑफ these plants where they are, just like I showed you USDA soil region. No, they said we will create this. So do you need to be a geographer to identify regions? No, you need not be a geographer. They said हम लोग करेंगे, तो हमने भी कहा ठीक है कर लो. Get that? So they did this. Will they keep geography in mind or will they keep plants and animals in mind? So they instead created their own things, and their deciding criteria was the characteristic plants and animals. Okay, what kingdom, what phylum are they? They are looking at the species. Are they looking at the temperature and precipitation? Are they looking at the temperature precipitation? No. Are they looking at the edaphic factor? No. Are they looking at geography? No, not at all. They're just looking at characteristic. क्या होगा, ये होगा, वो होगा. अच्छा, they said marsupials are found only over the genetic material. Okay. अच्छा, I also want to tell you, when this happened before the idea of continental drift hypothesis and plate tectonic theory. So these kingdoms, when they created these kingdoms, they were not aware that continents can move. They were not aware that continents can move or plates are moving. So for them, kangaroos are found in Australia because that is their gene pool. That is where they originated. Do you understand? They believe that if you have some species endemic over there, that is where it just evolved. It cannot move. Other things did not allow it to move. But remember that idea which Wegener had, Mesosaurus, Glossopteris can be found everywhere and all that. Probably they were evolved at the same time. Possible? Yes, sir. आपने एक I think उसमें होता है that book Silent Spring, DDT and all that during those time when books were written. So वहाँ पर एक आया moth पे experiment आया. What is a moth? Moth क्या होता है? ऐसे butterfly होता है. रात में आता है. At night, on the lamps पे ऐसे butterfly type moth होता है. Butterfly जैसा होता है but not beautifully colored like butterfly. Generally grey और brown in color. Yes. ऐसे होता है, black color का भी होता है. So it was seen that a moth which had gone into the polluted areas, moth which had gone into the polluted industrial area, they turned black, and other moth was normal. True. So what is it? The pollution can also change them. True or not? So what we are looking at is biology and evolution. Many things can change over a period of time to adapt and everything. So their criteria for plants and animals are genetic, material, mutations, evolutions. Nothing geographical about it. Is everyone okay? Nothing geographical about it. So now comes the question, sir, if there is nothing geographical about it, why are we doing it? Why are we doing it? Well, they have done it, and because we are supposed to study all the schemes of regionalization, so we are doing that. So I want to tell you that 1857, so this was, first of all, please write down a classification, biogeographic classification. Please keep writing, biogeographic classification given by botanists and zoologists. Given by botanists and zoologists. Plant and animal regions of the world. So this classification is given by the botanist and the zoologist, plant and animal kingdom of the world. Everyone okay? Let us go further. So in 1857, remember 1857, first battle, War of Independence. First जिसको हम कहते हैं War of Independence. बाकी कंगना रनौत knows more. तब से शुरू हुआ देश. A zoologist by the name Slater classified the world into two major animal regions. Have you heard of avifauna? This word avifauna. Many places when you're reading, so whenever they're talking about animal, they will use the word avifauna. Avifauna means birds as well as animals. Avi is aviation. So two major animal regions, but they were based on birds as the basis. So we can have, you've heard of Asian flyway, Central Asian flyway. So birds, unique birds of that region. So he divided them into two regions. What were these two regions? Paleogena and Neogena. Paleogena and Neogena. Is everyone okay? So Paleogena means old gene pool. Neogena means new gene pool. So Slater has divided the world. Slater has divided the world on the basis of the gene pool. And obviously, you know that the birds can move. The birds can move. The birds can move. Some birds he was used to seeing characteristic of this area. And birds, some birds have come from outside. Then he divided this Paleogena and Neogena further. Paleogena is Palearctic, Ethiopian, Indian, Nearctic, Neotropical, and Australia. Neotropical and Australia. Okay, that. किसने किया? Slater. Slater has divided this. Another scholar, or another group of scholars. Have you heard of Arthur Wallace? So Wallace and Darlington. These are also famous evolutionary biologists. Darlington, Wallace and Darlington modified it. Slater's work. Slater के काम को इन्होंने modify किया, and they modified Ethiopia. Ethiopian was called or changed to African. And Indian was changed to Oriental. Yes, they identified 3 zoographic kingdoms. 3 zoographic kingdoms. What are these? Number 1, Megagia, big earth. Neogia, new earth. Notogia, small earth. Is everyone okay? So first is Slater, modified by Wallace and Darlington. So Wallace and Darlington का थोड़ा सा वर्क देखिए. Are we done with this, everyone? Are we comfortable up to this point? यहाँ तक हो गया? Okay. So let me write there now Wallace and Darlington. What have they done? They have Megagia, Neogia, Notogia. Megagia is Megagia. यहाँ से उठाते हैं. Do we have Palearctic, Nearctic? Yes. So they picked up from here and they said Palearctic is Megagia. Nearctic is also Megagia. Palearctic, Nearctic is Megagia. They said African is also Megagia. What is African? Remember पहले Ethiopian था, and Oriental is also Megagia. So African, was Ethiopian, and Oriental was Indian. For Neogia or Neogia, they made it Neogia when we are talking about neotropical. वहाँ पर कुछ है, पीछे हमने क्या रखा था? Neotropical. ये तो यूज हो गया. So what is this? This is neotropical. And Notogia, the small land was nothing but Australia. So it includes Australia के साथ Tasmania, New Guinea, New Zealand. Do we get that, everyone? And after this, subsequent scholars kept giving newer and modified versions. सबने अपना दे दिया, and this is it. Is everyone okay? I'll talk about others also. Now, can you remember all this? First of all, there is no logic to this. What is the logic? The logic is the number of species. Everyone has the number of species, groups, phylums. That is the deciding factor. बहुत geographical नहीं है, but I could see geography in it. Everyone, can you make a map, a world map? Quickly make a world map. Everyone with me on this? Zoographic kingdoms. Zoographic kingdoms of the world. That is what we are talking about. We're talking about the zoographic kingdoms of the world. Everyone, I'll take a line and draw it as the US-Mexico border, go into Atlantic Ocean. I'll come to Sub-Sahara, and from Sahara, I'll enter the West Asia. I'll pass north of India, and I will pass through China, Japan. Is everyone okay? Okay. First of all, do you remember old world and the new world? Do you know what is old world? What is the new world? What is the old world? So Asia, Africa, Europe. These are the old world. So I'll be using the word paleo for this. Paleo and neo for this. Chalega? Simple. Australia is small land. I'll use Noto for this. Noto. Is everyone okay? Australia will be called as Notogia. Australia will be called as Notogia. I told you Australia and the islands surrounding it, they all constitute what we call as Notogia. Everyone with me on this? I hope no problem, no issues, no lack of understanding on this. This should be clear to all of us. Notogia तक clear? अच्छा. अब मैं करना क्या चाहता हूँ? Remember, where is Arctic and where is Antarctic? Which hemisphere is Arctic? Which hemisphere is Antarctic? So northern is Arctic. So I'm calling this as Palearctic, and this is Nearctic. Easy to remember. Old world animals of the Arctic, new world animals of the Arctic. This I am calling them neotropical. Neotropical. New world of the tropic. New world of the tropic. Get that? Now we are left with Africa. We are left with Africa. तो इसको African लिख दो. Is it okay? African. And ये जो आया आप जिसको पहले इंडिया बोलते थे, अब इसको क्या बोल दो? Oriental. Now tell me, will you ever forget this? Simple nomenclature. Simple nomenclature. Nearctic, Palearctic, Neotropical. It should be Paleotropical. Paleotropical को उन लोगों ने क्या बोला? African and Oriental. African and Oriental. Sometimes it so happens that for this Hemis National Park, remember Hemis National Park, high altitude national park in India. High altitude national park in India, in Ladakh, not Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir तो UT हो गया, Ladakh Union Territory. And it is the largest national park in the country. It is known for snow leopards also. Remember environment. I want to tell you, it is the only national park in India which lies in the Palearctic. Do you understand what is Palearctic now? Palearctic is that animal region which is different from rest of India. Current affairs GS link kar diya. That's why I requested, people who are doing my environment class, they will also benefit from that in connections. With me? If any questions, please ask. A problem here is subsequent scholars kept on doing that. So UPSC once asked us to write on Notogean realm. Short note on Notogean realm. Public के होश उड़ गए. अबे Notogia क्या होता है? They actually wanted us to talk about the biogeographic region of Australia. Remember, Australia has unique animals, marsupials and all that. What kind of a region is it? West पूरा का पूरा biomes वगैरह इसमें हम डिस्कस कर सकते थे with a mention of special animals. Wallabies, kangaroos, koalas, ये सब इसमें आने वाले थे. True. But पता नहीं था. फिर एक बार पूछा, examine the unique plant and animals of Ethiopian realm. फिर पब्लिक लिख गया इथियोपिया. कहाँ इथियोपिया? अच्छा, this is Ethiopia. So they said इसी के बारे में. Geography optional, they asking about that small little country Ethiopia. I don't know anything about Ethiopia. I only know coffee. Yes, remember Kafia province, Ethiopia. उधर से क्या आता है? कॉफी आती है, बाबा बुडान हिल्स. हाँ सर. And a lot can happen over coffee. मुझे तो कॉफी पता है. Congo के बारे में मुझे क्या पता है? Everyone, what do you know about Congo? Forest. Congo is equatorial rainforest. और क्या? मैं बताऊँ वहाँ पर क्या है? Congo is about cocoa. So tribe है, forest है. मैं बताता हूँ क्या है. Congo is about current affairs, conflict. Congo is about corruption. Congo is about cobalt. सब को है उधर. तुम लोग लगे रहो. सर पिग्मी है उधर, जंगल है उधर. Civil war, conflict. Absolutely correct. Poor. Cobalt needed for battery. वर्ल्ड का 70% कोबाल्ट यहीं से आ रहा है. तो ऐसे मैंने इथियोपिया याद किया था when I was preparing for examination. Ethiopia means coffee. Ethiopia means Rift Valley, African Rift Valley. I had my formulas in my mind. You can also remember. आंसर लिखना है, वो तो मुझे पता ही है कि there is Congo rainforest. I know that deforestation is happening. I know that all those things are there. वो तो मेरा geography tells me ना. But I have to keep my brainstorming ready, no? So suddenly 3 things: conflict, corruption, and cobalt. आंसर बन जाएगा कि नहीं? अच्छा बनेगा. So what is happening is there are so many people who are making their classifications. अब बहुत प्रॉब्लम है. यूपीएससी ने एक बार नोटोजिया पूछा, लोग झेल गए, ठीक है. Ethiopia पूछा, that was also okay. Once UPSC broke all records of ethics and morality, they asked, give the new Bigen's classification, new Bigen's biogeographic classification. Public के होश उड़ गए यार. I don't know, like in between some years came, UPSC had developed love for biogeographic classification. I think there was some research happening in the biogeographic zone and they were looking at remodifying it. So someone in the geography paper setters came, वो पगला चुका था. So Slater and Darlington तक तब तो ठीक है. People don't even know who's New Bigen. They don't even know इंसान है, जानवर है, क्या है New Bigen, don't even know. ये नाम है चाचा का New Bigen. क्या कोई आसान नाम रख लेते New Bigen. किस तरह का जिन्न टाइप का नाम है इसका. अच्छा इसके रीजन सुनोगे तो होश उड़ जाएगा. He divided the world into 5 regions. These regions are northern lands, Mediterranean, northern paleotropical, desert, intertropical desert, intertropical, and then austral. ये है सर, मर्जी यार, अपनी मर्जी, क्या कर लेंगे. Whatever he wants to do, उसने ऐसा कर दिया. If we want to understand this, well, मुझे लगता है he was looking only at Eurasia, New Bigen. इसको उसने क्या किया, नॉर्दर्न ट्रॉपिकल. इसको क्या किया, मेडिटेरेनियन. थर्ड को क्या किया, डेजर्ट. फोर्थ को क्या किया, ये. और फिफ्थ को ये. एवरीवन, कैन यू सी दैट? इफ यू आर वंडरिंग दैट, oh my god, this is very difficult. So Palearctic, he called it northern land. Then Mediterranean, between. Third one is what? Northern paleotropical desert. And then intertropical. This he calls as intertropical. And finally austral. Do we get that? On the map it is clear. But then there are so many New Bigen, Old Bigen, और किसी का नामो Bigen, रामो Bigen, शामो Bigen, कितने Bigen है वे? Big problem. First of all, I really found that like unfair. That UPSC should not be talking about this thing. Or like there has to be a return to the investment that we are putting in, the time and everything that we are doing that. I really hope that UPSC behaves in a more ethical manner. If they break the ethics, what do you do? If they break the ethics, what do you do? You also break the ethics. कुछ भी बोलेगा तुम भी देखो. Today the world is divided into 30 regions. 30 regions nested in 6 major kingdoms. Yes, पहले क्या लिखेंगे, कहानी लिखेंगे. See, geographers are so great people and everything, but botanists and zoologists think they are greater, so they made their own classification. Geographers hate them, but still we have to tolerate them. And finally these botanists and zoologists have come to a conclusion that there are 30 regions in 6 major kingdoms. What are these regions? These are Palearctic, Nearctic, Oriental, African, Neotropical, and Austral. Mr. New Bigen went into sub-classifying these to give his own classification. Full stop. इतना ही आता है मुझे. कुछ तो नंबर देगा. ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, एग्जामिनर कट कर देगा. क्यों कट करेगा, मैं लिख रहा हूँ ना उसमें. He says, give us the biogeographic classification. तो पहले मैं कुछ तो लिख दूंगा. पैराग्राफ कहने, right? Biogeographic classification was given by this thing, the botanist and zoologist. The conceptualization came about the old gene pool. New gene pool started with Slater, and Wallace and Darlington continued it. And later on, finally, we have come to this thing that there are 6 major kingdoms and 30 regions, and New Bigen's effort were directed in the same direction. He gave different names. He gave different names to these categories. राम राम कह सकते हैं. सर अगर कोई डायग्राम बन जाए तो, हाँ, इसका मेरे पास डायग्राम का भी फ्रॉड है मेरे पास. Would you want to try my fraud or so-called trick of diagram? Yes. So let me give you a trick also in this. Okay. So first, the world was one. Pangea. Is everyone okay? Pangea broke into 2. What were the 2? Laurasia and Gondwana land. Yes, can I say New Bigen was a smart person? He was the best person on this planet. उससे अच्छा इंसान नहीं हो सकता. भगवान का बच्चा था वो, and he could see that like we need to classify. And he took the approach of the zoologist. He thought that before life evolved, there was Pangea. Pangea broke into Laurasia and Gondwana land. Get that? And this Laurasia can have a huge area in the north. This is called Laurasia whole Arctic. Laurasia whole Arctic. सर ये क्या whole Arctic? अरे यार पूरा का पूरा आर्कटिक अगर ले लो तो वो क्या कहलाएगा? होल आर्कटिक. अच्छा वो वाला है, आएगा कि नहीं? अभी तो हम उसको ब्रेक करें ना. होल आर्कटिक बन गया, ठीक है सर, होल आर्कटिक बन गया. उसके बाद क्या था बचा? गोंडवाना. यस, गोंडवाना भी टूट गया. ट्रॉपिकल गोंडवाना. and temperate गोंडवाना possible. तो टेम्परेट गोंडवाना कौन सा? अरे ऑस्ट्रल यार, ठीक है। बीच में क्या है? लाइक वी हैव होल आर्कटिक, पूरे का पूरे ट्रॉपिकल को क्या बोलेंगे एवरीवन? होलो ट्रॉपिकल। Is everyone okay? This whole Arctic broke into two. What is this? Nearctic, Palearctic. Get that? Tropical broke into what? Neotropical. Neotropical. Africa and Oriental. ठीक है? और नीचे क्या है? Austral. Austral was what? Sorry. Austral was what? ये है ना टेम्परेट वाला. Temperate broke into Austral. अच्छा, Africa का southern part is unique. We call this as the Cape. CAPE. Remember Cape Town? और South America का भी southern part is unique. We call it Andean. Is everyone okay? और ब्रेक कर दिया मैंने. Sir, Nearctic, Palearctic, I understood. Rest I did not. Look at this, everyone. You understood whole Arctic? Yes. Now I'm saying this part is Neotropical. And this part is Andean. This part is Cape. This part is Notogia. Can I say Andean, Cape and Notogia are temperate Gondwana land? चलेगा? Everyone clear? और लास्ट में एक और है मेरे पास, Antarctic. Antarctic. Most of plant and animal regions by botanists and zoologists follow this scheme. चलेगा? ये कर दो. अच्छा, what is the region in between? These are transition zones between neotropical and nearctic. इसमें क्या है? This is Mexico. True? Is everyone okay? Palearctic and Ethiopia, what do we have? We have Sahara. Do we get that? In between India Oriental, we have China. Between Palearctic and this thing, we have China also. Achha, between Oriental and Australia, what do we have? Indo-Malay. Indo-Malaysia. Yes? Is everyone okay with this? Transition zone bhi aa gaya. Can you see that? Nearctic, Palearctic. Between Nearctic and Neotropical, Mexico will come. So these are the transition zones. अब मुझे बताइए कि I'm saying this is it. New Vision का even if I don't know, I say that New Vision using this framework created his own scheme of things. 0 देने वाला था. At least 3 marks देगा 10 में से या नहीं? Will he give or not? And in the end, I would say that these are not geographical. These are not geographical classifications. They were given. These ideas were pre-plate tectonics. So not very scientific on this. Is everyone okay? Floristic kingdoms I am not doing with you today because I will be doing forest and deforestation. Remember that topic in environment geography. Is everyone clear about 2 topics? I told you very clear. क्या चीज आ रहा है biogeography में? One is soil. We've done all types of soil. We've done Manbu's classification. We've done USDS classification. Then I went into distribution of plants and animals. Then I went into a sensible distribution scheme. What was that? That was biome and ecosystem scheme. Then I went today into this scheme also. कौन सी scheme है? This is botanist and zoologist scheme. Do you understand that also? Is everyone clear? ठीक है? आज हमने सॉइल इरोजन पे भी बात कर लिया. आई एम फिनिशिंग द सिलेबस ऑफ बायोजियोग्राफी. व्हाट इज लेफ्ट? इश्यूज ऑफ forestry, deforestation and gene pools. That I will bring with environment geography. In that we have something called as biodiversity. There I will be using that. Everyone comfortable with that? You have the slide. So this part is also there in the first slide where we have plant and animal distribution. Please read it. और कल मुझसे डाउट जो भी होगा, whatever you have doubts, please ask that. And thank you again for sparing this class to make it 3 hours. I wanted to finish that. सब में थोड़ा छोड़ दें because those are bigger topics in climatology and geomorphology. We have left 2-3 lectures over there. So there we will create, but in these small topics we want to do justice so that nothing is left. इनका spill over नहीं करेंगे, उनको बाद में करेंगे. ठीक है? Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Have a great day. We'll see you in the morning class on environment